does that mean? That means you're going to be eating it, drinking it, and breathing it. There's just no way around it. Next one, please. So what we really need to do, we talk about alternatives, right? Alternatives in product. But so we can look at alternative in products, absolutely. And we need to start making different kinds of products. It can't be just about money, right? So we're always using fear. The air smells bad, this is bad for you. Let's get a freshener. Get more formaldehyde. You get sicker and you need more. Okay, so we need to stop making stuff like that. We started producing healthier products, alternative in products, and the household cleaning products. Fortunately, there are alternatives.
Or just don't buy them.
Thank you. Don't use them at all. You can don't buy. Oh my God. Okay, so the alternative. We can have alternative in lifestyles. Right? Why do we always need to do this like before we go out of the house? You know, why do we need to do this? You know, what? Smell good, look good. So your hair, you know, they have all these advertisements how your hair shine and it's like they don't kink. You know why they're shining and not kinking? Because there's this is plastic in your shampoo. It's phthalates. They're making it like separate as trans. So basically, you're plasticizing your hair. So we can think about alternative in products and also alternative in lifestyles. And ultimately, we really need to think about alternatives in the way that we relate to each other and the way we relate to our earth. Simple thing is like, kill germs, like we're really good at that. Hey, germs are bacteria. Bacteria is what actually keeps you alive. Right? We really need to start having a different attitude about us and the environment. The way it is, we are at war with it. There's no water here, I'm going to bring it here from somewhere else. You know? There's no metals, I'm going to dig the shit out of it, dig the crap out of everything and just refine it to death and bring out what I want, right? And germs, I can't have germs in our environment. So we're at war with it, we're at chemical warfare with it. Interestingly enough, a lot of these chemicals were started to be generated because of what? World War, all right. So that's how it actually, literally, that's what it is. It's chemical warfare that we continue to play it out in our everyday lives. And that really, ultimately, we really have to look at how we relate to each other. Right? Or it doesn't affect me, I don't know why. We really need to recognize we are connected to the earth, we are connected to each other. So those are alternatives is what we really need to look at. And I do believe that we can make a difference. And if we all work together, we absolutely can. Yes?
So then how do you wash your hands? I mean, they say wash your hands.
I know, they say I wash my hands with just water unless I've done something like number 2. That's the only time I actually use soap, and just a little bit of soap, you know. There are soap that has nothing but lye and fat, you know. You can buy really simple soaps.
They have those.
Yeah, they have those. Yeah, they are available. There's no question about that.
What about when you've just cut up a chicken?
I don't eat chicken, so that helps. And even if I cut up a chicken, I just wash my hands with water. And because my family are not vegetarians. I mean, even when I'm fasting, I'm cooking big meals and sometimes barbecues for other people, and I don't. You know, I very, very rarely touch soap. So. What's your hand? Yeah. What? What I used to wash my hair, actually, there are also like supposedly healthy soaps because almost all the regular shampoos has this aluminum lauryl sulfate in them. It's actually a neurotoxin, and it's really bad for the environment. Again, the only function for that chemical is to make the shampoo suss up. You know, so I have stopped using shampoos for some time now. I just use plain soap. I've experimented with like apple cider vinegar or lemon, you know, lemon juice, lemon water. Once again, there are all kinds of alternatives online posted. No conditioner? No. Actually, you don't need hair conditioning anymore. What's really interesting, when I first switched to just soap, this plain, like simple soap, it was like, you know, when you finish washing your hair still feels really greasy because soap is made of fat, right? And you have your own natural fat in there that's for a reason. So you actually don't need hair conditioning. It's when you take the chemicals and then leach away all this other stuff. So this is like even simpler, right? No, simple thing is that you get up in the morning, you use soap to wash your face, right? Your face gets really dry up, so you put some cream on it. Like, I mean, even when I was 7, I said, no, this is stupid. So I stopped doing that when I was a kid. I was like, it don't make any sense to me. Same kind of thing with the shampoo. You know, yeah.
They have the sulfate-free shampoo.
They do. Well, I used that for a while, but you're still buying plastic bottles, so I just eliminated that altogether. Yeah.
Native American solutions that are terrific. The native lilac from California, the ceanothus. Just take the blossom. They're good for washing hands, washing hair, natural supplements. It's excellent.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of alternatives, right? Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely, yes.
You talk about flame retardants in the beddings and children's clothes and all that. Are the organic beddings free of?
You can. Actually, there are baby products that are free of flame retardants. The problems with the pajamas, because I think there was some law that it have to, because some baby got burned, you know, so we do this all the time. When accident happens, we make laws, and that don't usually help us. So I do know there are alternatives, and you can always make your own. I used to make a lot of my own clothes, so.
So the question is, if it's organic, does that mean they cannot put the fire retardant, or they can still put it?
It doesn't really. So you really have to. One of the things is you weren't here when I did a previous presentation. I had a conversation with the EPA. Another question I call them. Eventually, what it ends up as being is that the manufacturers is entirely responsible for telling the truth. So take it however you want to take it.
Well, I know in the case of pajamas, they can't advertise them as pajamas.
Yeah.
Unless it's got.
They call it loungewear.
Yeah, so you can get loungewear sometimes.
You can get loungewear.
You know, like Hannah Anderson pajamas are not pajamas.
They're loungewear.
Because they don't have.
The flame retardants in them. Yeah.
I don't know about sheets. It's pretty hard to imagine how you can sell sheets and not suggest.
Being a bedwear, or just get your own, go get fabric, in a fabric store, so,
But what's to say that's not?
Huh?
Isn't fabric, and I mean, it always seems to me when you go to a fabric store, it always smells weird.
It's got sizing in it, yeah, it's fabric in the fabric store. No.
That's why so to me, really what this really points to, some people get frustrated, well, so what do we do, right? What it really points to is that we have to have a profound and fundamental paradigm shift. We have to start organizing our world completely differently. I mean, that's what this really points to. And people get frustrated, like, I want 3 simple solutions. You cannot stay in this box and expect everything to be different. We need to get out of this box. We need to really have a completely different way of life, completely different way of living life, completely different way of relating to each other and to the world. I mean, why do we need so many things to begin with, right? So,
Jobs, people will say.
And that's what people will say. That's what people also say. Well, but creates jobs. So we talk about money, right? Does money just magical? Money has to represent something real in the world, right? So if the world is falling apart, guess what? It's going to happen to your monetary system. It's going to fall apart. It's not like that. It's up to us. We can keep going, and it will be okay. I mean, people have to get that it is not okay. It's not a question, what about jobs? What about jobs? Pretty soon you can't even be alive in this planet anymore. What about jobs, right? So, actually, it got to be too long, so I'm going to do it next time on my next presentation next month about what's up with the planet. So a report just came out from the president's cancer panel and sort of all the reports on there, and it was just like, it's so obvious. We have to stop living our lives the way we do. I mean, it begins with awareness, right? That's why I'm doing all this. We've got to know this is happening first. So people say knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power, in my view. Knowledge is only power if you translate that into All right, good job. All right, good job. Into action. But it starts with knowledge, right? It starts with knowing it. It has to translate into action. And action has to take place because we have to really stop creating a completely different world.
You have to do, you know how like, well, when I was a kid, there was this big anti-littering campaign. And I grew up feeling like littering is a terrible thing to do, you know, and I never would do it. And as I got older, I saw, you know, some people did, and it was like, how can they do that? And it really changed the generation thinking, and they've done the same with kids in having them buy areas.
I went to an AS event. There were so many kids there. I was so impressed by the AS students and the students who showed up. It's so amazing. So then those of us who are in position to make decisions need to take that into consideration, need to start listening to these younger people and taking action along with them. So that's a really important piece, you know. So you're right, you know, each generation has a different mindset. A newer generation coming in has a different mindset, and we need to let them lead us, and we need to allow them to do things.
To make sure that we
support them.
Well, not just support it, I think direct it. I mean,
yeah, you're right, you're right.
Awful, but
working together, yeah, working together is always a key, right? Absolutely, right? So, and that's why actually the main reason I'm doing this is number one, to spread, you know, the information. I think it's really important to get people. Every time I do one of these, I learned something I didn't know. You know, I literally spend hundreds of hours preparing these because I'm learning something new all the time, and that's how I want it to be, right? So I'm always learning something new, and that's good for me. And sharing the information is good. But really, what I'm really trying to create is a community of people working together. That's what I really, really want to see. Okay, so we all get that information. Now what? What it really takes for us all coming together, the younger generation and the older generation. I was just talking to Mary. How can I like go mobilize a retired population? They have experience, they have education, they have wisdom, they have time. You know, if we could mobilize them, it would be just awesome, right? What it really takes for all of us working together. So thank you for pointing that out. So, and here we have right here, I'm hoping starting here, a campus, having a campus community of everybody working together, and then extending it out into the greater community. And that's what it takes. Absolutely.
How about cell phones? Now they're saying they're bad.
Oh yeah. That's another really big piece. Yeah. What I try to do is stick with the stuff with more data and less controversy. So the newer stuff with less data, I try to stay away from. So great. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.